What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chaz Ellis, once again answering the questions that you asked me. I got a good question from a lady, and I've been getting this question from a lot of women, really. I don't usually like to get into questions that are race-specific, but because I think that's a kind of a divisive topic a lot of times, but because I've gotten this question so many times, like 100 different times, I'm going to go ahead and answer it, because I do think this might be something that can bring us together a little bit and not tear people apart. So I'm going to try to do it in that way. It's not about bashing anybody. It's not about trying to put anybody down. Some people are going to take it that way because people take everything that way. But that's not the intent. It's really to try to see if we can build something and, kind of see some of the things from a different perspective. The question that I got was, why is it that black women get such a bad rap? I mean, a lot of black women have asked me that question in different ways. And actually, some white women have asked me that question. And some white guys have asked me that, which I thought was kind of strange. But, I think, so that just kind of shows you how much people feel that way. Anyway, so I'm not going to go into, like, the media and all that kind of, because that's nothing, we can't really do anything about that. Unless you own a media outlet and you're over here bashing black people on a regular basis, you should stop that if you do. Otherwise, if you don't, like I don't, then, that's not really something we can do anything about. So I'm going to focus on things that we can do something about. I'm going to go right into it, try to, get this going. The Civil War. There's a battle of the sexes going on everywhere. But black people, for some reason, are the only people who have made it race-specific. And basically what it is it boils down to black men are worthless, black women are worthless. It basically is black men constantly talk trash about black women, and black women constantly talk trash about black men. I don't know who started it. I don't know who did it first. Couldn't tell you. But what it basically boils down to is all black people are being called worthless on a daily basis. You got to remember, each race only has two sexes. If black men are constantly telling people that black women are worthless, and black women are constantly telling people that black men are worthless, that means black people are worthless. That's the message that you're giving out to people. And then you wonder why they feel that you have no value as a black person. You wonder why you're much maligned as a black woman when black people are being portrayed as people who have no value. Come on. You can't be a part of that and expect different. The number 2 reason why black women get a bad rap is condoning or excusing ratchetness. Now, don't get me wrong. Every race of woman generally condones the behavior of other women. That's just kind of across the board. That's the thing to do. It's like, oh, she did that. Well, she probably did it for this reason. She probably had be real with yourself. Most of y'all condone things that women do because it's just like the stick together policy. Well, that's not as bad for other races of women because they don't already have a bad rap. You see, when you already have a bad rap, anytime you condone something or anytime you try to excuse a certain type of behavior, people are automatically going to think that's what you're about because that's what they thought anyway. They thought that when you walked into the room. So when somebody else did something messed up and you condoned it, it just confirmed what they already believed about you, even if that's not true. Because the truth to be told, the majority of black women are not going to do ratchet, ignorant stuff. And I don't care what anybody says. That's not the way it is. But because a lot of them condone and excuse the type of behavior, it makes people think, oh, you must be one of them that, that everyone's talking about. See, typical black woman type stuff. That's what people think because you already have a bad rap. And I'm going to do a video about black men and why they have a bad rap too because I've been asked that question quite a bit. So you don't even got to ask that. That video's coming up too. But that's the number 2 reason why black women have a bad rap. Number 3, the best separate themselves or are separated by the group. Here's what I mean. When you get a really upright, well-dressed, well-spoken black woman who knows how to treat her man, knows how to treat people in general, people act like this is not the norm. People say you're doing what? Acting white. They generally say, and then a lot of times as black people, and I'm talking about black women right now because this is the question you asked, a lot of times black women have a tendency to say, yeah, I'm not really like other black women. I'm not really like them. So it takes any victory and makes it an anomaly and not the norm. Now, when something is not the norm, then it doesn't count for the norm. If you're the greatest woman in the whole world and you're like, well, I'm not really like other black people, well, then you don't count for black people. You're not making black women look better. You're making them look worse, really, because you're saying, okay, this is what the typical white woman would be like, or this is what the typical Asian woman would be like, or the typical woman who is not black would be like. But it's an exception for a black person. And when you separate yourself in that way, or when you are separated in that way, it basically tells people that there are no good black women out there. And if you're a good black woman, you're not really even black. That's kind of what happens. And I know some of you have already experienced that, either being separated by others, or if you have separated yourself because you just felt like you didn't fit in. There are large groups of good, hardworking, honest, very upright black women in the world, and unfortunately, people have made it seem like there's one in a million, and that's not true. I don't care what anybody says; it's not true. Number 4, and this is gonna hit home a little bit. This might bother some people, but it's got to be said. It's got to be spoken on. Put other races on a pedestal. A lot of black women put other races on a pedestal. It's like you put every other woman on a pedestal, and here's what I mean by that. Because some of you are like, well, no, it's these black men that do it. Listen to what I'm saying. Because this is about you right now. And about how we can help your situation. What a lot of y'all do is you see a black man with a white girl and you go, see, nigga get a little money and he got a white girl. See, nigga get a little money, he get anybody who ain't black. Now, let's think about this for a second. Think about what message that sends to that person and to the world. It basically sends a message that you are the bottom, that you are a downgrade from anybody else. Even though you might be trying to shame that person and say, look, you're becoming an Uncle Tom, it's kind of like this. If a person goes and buys a Mercedes and you say, see, now you got some money, regular old Oldsmobile ain't good enough for you no more. Is that going to stop somebody from buying a Mercedes? No, that's going to turn the Mercedes, that's basically what happened with those kinds of cars, is it turned them into a status symbol. And now what people have done, and a lot of black women have really fed into this, is turned other women into a status symbol. And they ostracize a black man if he's dating somebody white. Like, oh, if you're dating somebody white, clearly you prefer white people. It can't possibly be that you couldn't get a black girl. It has to be that you prefer white women. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, automatically, you've upgraded. There's no downgrade. I'm a downgrade automatically, no matter how good or how high up I am or how beautiful I am, how smart I am. If you go get a white girl, you've upgraded from me. What kind of... You understand what kind of thought process that is? How negative that is to you? How that makes you look and seem? How that makes someone else feel like they're better than you? You can't be mad that somebody feels like they're better than you when you're calling them an upgrade. What can they feel? Of course they feel like they're better than you. How can you be upset that people think that they're better than you when you're basically telling people that if someone is with them, it's because they don't want to be with you, not because you didn't want to be with them. You understand what I'm saying? This is the stereotype, and it basically makes it seem like black men can't become successful with a black woman. Oh, he's got money, he's with a white girl. He's with a girl of another race. So it basically tells other black men, okay, wait a minute. If I want to be successful, I need to get somebody who's not black. Because clearly black people don't add up to success. That's the problem. That's something that you're reinforcing. And we have to stop that. When you see somebody with somebody white, don't make it into something like they've upgraded, because they're not an upgrade from you. That's not to put anybody else down, but they're not an upgrade from you. How the hell is somebody going to be an upgrade from you? What does that say about you? Don't look at it like somebody's an upgrade from you. If that person's with somebody of a different race, that's what they chose. Even if they feel like it's an upgrade, that doesn't mean it is. So don't even acknowledge that. Don't even speak that into existence, because what that does is it make you seem inferior. Number 5. The best don't speak up. For whatever reason, and it's the media and stuff too. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go into that too much because we can't control the media outlets. But the best black women don't generally speak up. They don't become the spokesperson for the race. It's not like you get a black woman who really knows how to treat her man and really knows how to love her man, and she's the spokesperson for all black people. You know, it used to be like that a long time ago, but it's not like that now. We can only go with now. They're not the spokesperson for the whole black race. It's not like the most top-notch black woman is going to be the spokesperson for the whole black race. Generally, or for black women as a whole. That's really kind of the problem. Like, even if you do take somebody like Michelle Obama, once again, it's the set apart. Not the spokesperson, like, this is what black womanhood is. This is what you're going to get from a black woman. It's more like, no, she's really not black, or she's not like the rest of them. It's not like black women who are really doing the right thing and really stepping up are being a spokesperson for black women. You know, and some of that's because other black women don't want them to be. Some of it's because they really don't want to get out there and be like, no, this is how you're supposed to treat a guy. This is what you're supposed to do for your man. This is what you're supposed to do in public. This is what you're supposed to do in life. Some of it is just the fact that a lot of times they're not getting their voice. And when your voice is not being heard, guess what? People are going to pick what they want to pick. And people want to focus on the negative. People want to focus on the ignorance. That's what people want to focus on. So, and if you already have a bad rap, that means that when you walk into the room, people are already thinking the worst about you. So you're going to have to show them something totally different. You're going to have to do something special to show people that this is not what we are about as a group. And the ones of you who are out there doing it on a day-to-day basis are quiet as church mice, while the ignorant, ratchet ones who are making black women look bad are loud as they can possibly be. So at some point, the ones that would make black women look good are going to have to start hijacking the culture. That's really just what's going to have to happen, and that's not happened yet. So I know I may have made some people mad, but I know I made some people think a little bit. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Check this out on Facebook, on askchazzellis on Facebook, because I'm going to post it on Facebook and give people a chance to respond and really talk about it and get a dialogue going. I did this video because you guys asked for it in droves. That's why I did it. I'm trying to help. Once again, it's your man, Chazzellis. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else, because people do need to see it. Peace.